The brilliant chemist Viper is one of the most complex agents in Valorant, not only on an individual level, but also the vast differences between her alpha and omega versions. While Viper was once a doctor who specialized in healing research, she's now researching toxins to aid in her quest for vengeance. So what caused this drastic change? And why are Alpha and Omega Vipers so different? In this video, I'll be taking you through the story of Viper and all the trauma she's experienced. To start us out, Viper's real name is Sabine Callis.
Never call me that again. If you do though, it's Dr. Sabine, get it right.
Dr. Sabine is from America and resides in Seattle, Washington. She pursued a career in chemistry, and with her talents won several notable awards at a young age. She even went on to work at Kingdom and became the first chief scientific officer on Kingdom's board of advisors. We don't know exactly what she researched, but we do know it had something to do with healing. As Omen says,
"Just think, Sabine, you used to heal with your skill. Funny."
However, if you know anything about Viper today, her entire kit is based around toxins which damage you, not heal you. So what happened? Faye tells us in her dossier on Viper that there was an incident, after which everything changed. She isolated herself and shed all the pieces of her old life in the name of vengeance. We don't know what happened in this incident, but it's likely that Viper lost someone near and dear to her. Perhaps a family member, a really close friend, a boyfriend, or maybe even a spouse? Whoever it was a huge source of comfort, and the wound that loss left on her wasn't healed at all. Instead, it festered and produced in her a rage that couldn't seem to be quenched. She turned from researching healing to toxins and poisons.
I am your monster. You made me this way. Never forget that.
But her trauma didn't stop there. While she was working at Kingdom, they discovered something called radianite. She began to research this new substance when suddenly a man came into her lab and attempted to kill her. That man was Omen. Well, Omen before he looked like this. He was an assassin for a group called the Scions of Hourglass. The Scions had known about radianite and radiance for centuries, but they did everything in their power to keep that knowledge out of the hands of the public, going so far as to kill anyone who discovered radianite while also taking any radiance they found prisoner. Vice. Once they realized Viper was researching radianite, they sent Omen to take her out. But Viper fought back, and having one of her poisons in the lab, she used it against Omen in self-defense. She then got him into the lab's radianite test chamber, locked him in it, and turned it on. Pure beams of radianite energy hit Omen, tearing him across space-time. While we have no idea how, Omen was somehow pieced back together into the shadowy man he is today. Some theorize that Sage came and helped Viper based on this interaction.
Sage, you're the only one who can keep us alive. Don't fail us now like you failed me then.
While this could be referring to Omen, I think it more likely refers to the incident where she probably lost someone she loved, or it might even have to do with Reyna, which I'll get to here shortly. To Viper's relief, Omen lost all of his memories of his former self, so for the time being, she was safe. After Omen attacked Viper, the world would probably never be the same. Listen to what Viper tells Brimstone as she recounts these events.
Follow me here, I'm working the problem. Just wanted a sounding board, but your voicemail will do. Hourglass tried to kill me. Why? Logically, there's only one answer. My research. They wanted to prevent humanity from discovering radianite. So they send Omen to kill me, he fails, first light happens, and everything changes. That all tracks. Hourglass has failed. But they keep working. They send operatives around the world to recover radianite artifacts. Why? What are they still hiding? There must be something, Brimstone. There has to be more, for Omen's sake. For mine. Call me back.
Based on the order of events here, Viper and Omen's run-in happened before First Light. First Light was a supercharged radianite event in which radianite and radiance were discovered by the world at large for the first time. When the devs described First Light, we got this tidbit added as well. A mysterious research lab is operating during First Light. Its experiments intended to observe a hitherto undiscovered substance in the universe, and to discover its truths. First Light is a supercharged radianite event, and for the first time, or is it, humankind is able to record it. So this is still a theory, but there's a strong chance that Omen getting hit by the beams of Radianite in that test chamber was actually a catalyst for First Light. Like I said earlier, the world would never be the same after it. Radiance began popping up all over the place since people were being exposed to massive amounts of Radianite. It was also the event that led to the world getting split into the Mirrorverse, where we now have Alpha and Omega Earth. This is the point in which there's now an Alpha and Omega version of Viper and where her story splits. For now, I'll focus on Alpha Viper. In response to the various threats Alpha Earth began facing after First Light, the Valorant Protocol was formed, with Brimstone being Agent Number 1 and Viper being his second in command. Omen was recruited as Agent 3, and they worked together fine as long as Omen's memories remained locked away by the amnesia. Meanwhile, Reyna and her little sister Lucia are both Radiants who likely gained their Radiance when First Light happened, as we saw Lucia suddenly faint when it was occurring. And ever since, Lucia's been extremely ill. We don't know the exact timeline of events, but at some point, Reyna and Lucia found themselves at Kingdom, probably to help save Lucia. Thankfully, Viper discovered a way to take the life essence that Reyna can harvest and use it to help keep Lucia alive. Viper most likely used her background in healing and applied it to life energy. Reyna's recruitment to the Valorant Protocol also helped her to be able to gather more life energy. However,
Brim, I need you to increase Reyna's mission assignments. She has to collect more souls. We're already pushing the boundaries of the equipment, but I need more. It's the transfer process. I'm losing too much in the conversion. For every unit infused, another 2 are lost. Life energy isn't exactly my area of expertise. I know this has dragged on. I thought I'd have a solution by now, a way to stabilize the chemical radiant equilibrium, but we owe it to Reyna. Collecting enough life for the both of them, it can't be easy. As long as the child lives, I have to keep trying. Because if we fail, I don't know what Reyna will do.
this whole process is not easy or efficient. As a result, Lucia is still constantly in need of help. I think this shows a little bit of the softer side of Viper. Although she's ruthless with her enemies, she's still doing everything she can for Lucia. And also because Reyna would probably start a war if Lucia ever died. Vice is also connected to Viper's past.
Oh, Sabine. How did we both change careers and still end up working together?
The two of them likely worked together in some capacity while they were at Kingdom. Vice's team was researching the Interverse, which is the space that exists between realities. I don't know exactly how their research crossed paths, but the two do not particularly like one another, even though
We saved the world once, Sabine. I don't doubt that we can do it again.
saved it from what and how, I'm not sure, but let me know your theories in the comments. Digging a bit deeper into Viper's personality, she's been deeply affected by all the trauma she's undergone. Many see her as cold, violent, and no longer thinking straight. Her methods tend to be unorthodox, mostly rooting from her desire to see her vengeance brought forth. Many of the agents are honestly concerned for her.
Your justice frightens me, Viper. Is there no other way to find peace?
You stopped thinking clearly. This is for the best.
I've told you, you are better than all this, Viper. Share your heart, eh?
That Viper is so hateful. How could she even think straight?
Viper, for a scientist, you are very violent.
There's also another side to Viper here, though, that often gets overlooked. Yes, Viper is cold and calculating, but she's also deeply caring. She's very concerned with the well-being of her team, wanting what's best for them. She may not show it outwardly all that often, but that's more due to her being a deeply private person than anything else. She often commends those around her when they do something well.
Well done, Breach. I knew hiring you was a good idea. You did well, little mouse. Keep it up. To be young and have reflexes again. Good work, Jet. Rose, I will deny that I said this, but your inventions are valuable. Keep tinkering. I'm impressed, Brimstone. Looks like the fire is still lit.
When talking to Brimstone, she definitely opens up more. I think Brim is someone who likely knows a lot of her past, so she can speak more honestly with him, which is why her voicemails to him have so much real and raw emotion. We see this especially when Omen began to search out answers to his past. Remember the Silence of Hourglass? Well, when Iso came onto the scene, he was working as an assassin for Hourglass with his kill contract set on Omen. Although Iso originally planned to go through with his contract by infiltrating the Valorant protocol, he finally realized how much of a family the whole team was. So he decided to help Valorant take down Hourglass instead. Through this, Omen was determined to get answers about his past, and that's when he found out about his previous mission, and that it was to kill Viper. He didn't gain all his memories back, but he did gain the memory of trying to take her out. This obviously left Viper extremely nervous about what Omen would do with this information, so she left this voicemail for Brim.
Liam, we need to talk. When Omen didn't know about his past, he was contained, a known entity. We kept him in the dark to protect both him and us. I had to lie to him. He tried to kill me. Now he's starting to piece things together, and I can't anticipate his actions now. Will he retaliate? Maybe leave the protocol? There are too many variables out of my control. Keep an eye on him.
You can hear the raw fear and anxiety in her voice. It's so honest in a way we don't often hear when she's talking to most other agents. But now her fear is coming to life. Omen knows who he used to be. Omen decided to take some time off to think things through, going through all the emotions of discovering that he was an entirely different person from who he is now. He says,
She knew who I was this whole time. She knew so much more than me. Why didn't she tell me? Why couldn't she help? Does she think that I'm some kind of monster? I will speak with her soon. But now I need more time. Brimstone, just know this. I am not my past.
The two were eventually able to talk things out and ease Viper's fears of him returning to his old ways.
You can relax, Sabine. I gain nothing from killing you now. Attend to the present, not the past.
That wraps up most of what we know for Alpha Viper, but Omega Viper is a whole other story. Although they're mirrors of one another, each has full autonomy to make different choices that will deviate from what their mirror counterpart would do. So while they share the exact same life and history up until First Light, everything after the split is not necessarily the same. We see that shown explicitly with Viper. At the start of 2026, we finally got to see a bit of the perspective of Omega's Valorant Legion. Legion has been losing almost every fight they've taken against Alpha. Omega's world is falling apart, their people are struggling. Agents are dying left and right, causing Omega Sage to have to revive so often that she's now in a Radianite cryo chamber just to stay alive. She can't help the others if she can't manage to stay alive herself. Brimstone's leadership on Omega has not brought them victory like it has on Alpha. So Omega Viper contemplates staging a coup to take control of Legion alongside Yoru, Sova, and Breach. In the cinematic, we truly see where the different circumstances and choices can lead two almost identical people down very different paths. In a dev panel, they told us that Omega Viper cares deeply for her team and world, even if she would never admit it to anyone. For her, Chamber is a symbol of that care. She's not fighting back because of Chamber, but he represents what she's fighting back for, which is her team and her world, for revenge. For the human cost that's been exacted on Omega and in her opinion has gone unchecked. As she begins to seriously consider making the choice to overthrow Omega Brimstone, she craves comfort from someone who could understand the weight of the choice she's about to make. A choice similar to the ones Chambers had to make in the past. The choices no one else seems capable of making. The devs told us that Chamber is a band-aid fix to a much larger loss of comfort that Viper's dealt with for a long time. I'm guessing all the way back from the incident. However, right now, Chamber's in a row of bodies waiting to be revitalized by Sage, who's in a chem bath just trying to survive. They are all dying. We know Viper isn't one to show public displays of affection, yet we do see her place a hand on Sage's chem bath, indicating just how much she cares. and why she thinks this hard choice is the right one. So she goes through with it and stages a coup and takes over leadership from Brimstone. She's ready to fight recklessly, and we'll see if her choice is the right one. Interestingly enough, once Alpha's Valorant protocol discovers that Omega Viper has taken over Legion, Alpha Brim is a bit concerned about Alpha Viper. Will she follow the same path as Omega Viper? Is she planning something? He asks her directly, and this is what she says in response.
Liam, your question earlier, the one I dodged. You deserve an answer. Of course I've thought about it. You're an idiot sometimes. That bleeding heart of yours is going to get more than just you killed. At some point, you'll stand in the way of a needed sacrifice, and I will act. But despite the appearance of present circumstances, it's not today. There's no plot to overthrow you, old friend. You have nothing to fear from me.
So although Alpha Viper isn't planning anything right now, she would make that same hard choice as Omega Viper if push comes to shove. For now though, the two are still the same old friends they've always been. As for Alpha Viper's personal life, we know she owns a pet snake, and of course it's a viper. She gets up early every morning and goes for a run. While we originally assumed that running was a hobby of hers, the dev said, "I wouldn't say Viper likes jogging. I think it's a mix of her relentless focus applied to staying fit and battle ready, as well as a place where she can quiet the mind, escape dark thoughts, apply her mind to a problem." With this, it seems that Viper definitely faces mental battles every day. I'm guessing as a result of her past trauma, and the running helps. She also loves coffee, and often drinks a very expensive type called Kopi Luwak. It's made from the coffee beans that have been partially digested by an animal called the palm civet. Unfortunately, this kind of coffee tends to be made in a super unethical way, but who knows, maybe they found an ethical way in the world of Valorant. Lastly, the date March 20th is very important for Viper.
Viper, whose birthday is March 20th? I found it when, Okay. I have everyone's passwords.
Let me know what you all think that date means to her in the comments. So, what do you think about Viper? We'll see how the story unfolds for both Alpha and Omega Viper over the course of this year, and I'm sure we're gonna get a bunch more lore too. Maybe I'll have to remake this video if we do get more lore, but be sure to let me know all your thoughts and theories about Viper in the comments. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye!